Good morning and welcome to the little apartment on the prairie. I'm starting to get over this cough, I think, and I've decided that I have got to do something with my kitchen today. I have all this stuff piled up on my kitchen table. I've got all these jars on my counter because I had to move them off the top of my refrigerator because my kitten keeps getting up on top of the fridge and knocking them off, and she broke several. But now they're taking up all my counter space. They're in the area where I normally put dishes to dry. So now I don't have room for that. And I've just got a mess, and my pantry's a mess, and I've got way more clutter and disorganization than I like, and it's been that way for a long time. And you know, sometimes when you're disabled or you're ill, you have a chronic illness, you get tired easily, you have to pick and choose what things are most important. And if it comes to I can take my dog for a hike or take him to the dog park or something like that, or I can organize my pantry, you know, I usually pick I'm going to spend time outdoors doing something I like with my dog. Or if I have an opportunity to visit with a friend or, you know, scrub my bathroom floor, guess what I'm going to pick? And I do a lot of work. I mean, I'm busy a lot during the day. I did a video where I kind of showed you what I did all day. And, you know, even during that day when I sat down, I was doing something. I was sewing. But I go to bed early because I get tired easily. And by dinner time, I'm worn out. I don't really get much done after dinner time. And so things are just more cluttered than I like, and I've decided that I just can't stand it anymore. It's time to straighten it up. So I'm just in the kitchen doing odds and ends today. I'm also getting some sourdough bread started. I've already started mixing up the dough. It's time to start adding, I've got the starter and the water and a little yeast in there. Now it's time to add sugar and salt and flour. If I can find my measuring spoon. And I'm just going to try to get a lot of odds and ends done today, that some of which should have been done a long time ago. I don't know. How do you all make sure you get everything done? I mean, I make lists every day, but I got to be careful not to put more on the list than I can reasonably expect to get done in a day, because that gets depressing. And it doesn't really get things accomplished if you're putting more on the list than you're going to get done. Let's add some sugar here to this sourdough. There you go. It just looks like liquid at the moment, you see. So, I mean, I make lists of the most important things that need to get done. And then there are other things that are, you know, like on a separate list that are things I'll get done if I get to them. The problem is some of those things have been on that list for a long time, and they need to get moved, I guess, to my to-do list of things that I'm really going to make sure I get done in a day. But there's only so many hours in a day. It's hard to get everything done. I like baking bread, and I like to eat, so that's something that definitely gets done every day. Let's get some flour here. I have flour in a big tub under my kitchen table. You know, the chores that I don't like to do, like cleaning the bathroom, those are the ones that only get done when it's like so desperately needs to be done. And I don't know, I need a housekeeper or something sometimes, and obviously that's not going to happen. So I do the chores like the dishes because I need to have clean dishes, and I do the laundry because I need to have clothes to wear. I'm not going to run around naked, but some of the chores I just don't ever get to, and right now I just need to get my kitchen in order. Then I've got like a linen closet that I need to get in order. And my spare bedroom is just a mess. The cat's knocked stuff over back there. I've ignored it, and I need to get it cleaned up. And I don't even want to show you that bedroom because it's so bad, but I think I will show you my disorganized pantry. I was thinking I might actually put labels on the pantry shelves because that would just kind of help me know where everything's supposed to go. It seems silly that, you know, I'm the only one who lives here. I decide where things go. It kind of seems silly to need to label things, but I think that might help. So I might try it. How do you all like keep up with being organized? You know, how do you not just put some canned goods on the kitchen table when you get home from the store and not get around to getting them put up in the pantry? Because sometimes I'm bad about that. And sometimes it's because I need to like move things around in the pantry to put them where they would go. And so they just sit on the table till I get to it, which I guess the plan there is you just need to get to it when you get home from the store instead of waiting around to get to it. But, you know, sometimes, I don't know, it's just hard. Hopefully I'm not the only one who has trouble getting organized and cleaned up and, you know, keeping things tidy. And I really like it when my house is neat, and I want to be somebody who has a really neat house. But it's just not really me, I guess. So I'm going to cover up this bread dough, let it rise. I've got a few dishes to wash, and then I'll get to that pantry. So while I'm doing dishes, let me show you this pan I've got. It's a square pan, and it's one of those non-stick type pans. And I'm dripping water on my floor. But the non-stick stuff, I don't know if you can see it a little bit. The non-stick stuff was like peeling off. And so I don't know why it does that. I mean, it did it in another pan I had too, so I guess that just happens. So I was going to like not throw the pan out, but not use it for cooking anymore. You know, I use it for baking. I like to bake peach cobblers in that pan. And also brownies. So I was just going to not use it for cooking anymore, and, you know, maybe I'd set a planter in it, a pot, if I didn't have a saucer to put under it, or, you know, I'd use it for something, but not for food. And then I was going to get on Amazon and order a new one, but I'm trying to save money. And so I decided the last time I wanted to bake, I just put like foil in the pan so that the food didn't touch the actual pan. But I don't like to use a lot of foil that way because it's, you know, single-use disposable stuff. I mean, I guess you can wash foil and reuse it sometimes, but I want to go to the thrift store and look for a glass pan. So it'll at least be cheaper and I'm not buying a new one on Amazon. But what do you guys use for baking like that? Do you have that problem with non-stick pans? Do you just use like a glass pan and spray it really well with baking spray? That's not really the best thing for the environment either because it comes in those aerosol cans, so I don't really know. But it sucks when you bake something and it sticks to the bottom. So I need to come up with some kind of a solution for that. And non-stick pans may not be the best. Alright, so I took a little break to take the dog out and grab some lunch. It's almost 11 o'clock. I've been up since 6. I was hungry. Now, let's get into this pantry, and I need to move my recycling bin out of the way. And this is kind of embarrassing how messy it is. Okay, can you see how stuff is just like piled up there because I don't know what to do with it? On my shelf down here, the bottom shelf is kind of neat. There's canned goods, you know, and they're kind of organized. That's the only thing that's neat. And the bottom on the floor are boxes that have been there since I moved in. They've been opened, some stuff has been taken out of them, but they've been there since I moved in. And I've lived here for just over 2 years, so that's incredibly ridiculous. So I think I'm going to start with, even though these look organized, I'm going to need to move some of these cans because I've got some stuff that needs to go there. And they can't move over too much further because then I've got other junk over there. So I have got a bunch of pumpkin, but probably enough, maybe I can put it in one row. That came from the food pantry, and I made pumpkin bread and muffins and stuff, and Isaac eats pumpkin too. So I've got a bunch of pears. For a while the food pantry was just giving out pears and pears and pears. I don't even need to know what to do with these pears. Isaac's been eating some of them. Here's more pears. Here's more pears. I mean, and while I'm dropping things. Nobody needs this many pears, I'm telling you. And I don't know what to do with pears. I tried making a pear cobbler, like to use them up, and it wasn't very good. So I've got a bunch of pears, and then I've got some peaches, which I actually will use peaches. I like peach cobbler. I tried a pear cobbler to use up the pears, and like I said, it just wasn't that good. And then over here, I've got some apricots. What do you even do with canned apricots? I don't know. I pureed some and fed them to Isaac. So then I've got beans. I've got black beans. I've got kidney beans. And I have more garbanzo beans or chickpeas than, you know, any one person would need in a really long time. And I'll put some of those in, like, behind so I can see my black beans and my kidney beans at least. I like the kidney beans. I make brownies with black beans. Okay, so there's a bunch more garbanzo beans. And then I've got peanut butter. Look at this. I have got, see if any of these are opened. 2, 4, 6. Has this one been opened? It feels light. Maybe not. No, it's brand new. It just doesn't feel as heavy as the other ones for some reason. 4, 5, 6 brand new things of peanut butter, but that's not all. I went to the food pantry the other day, got 2 more things of peanut butter, and then one of my neighbors gave me a jar of peanut butter he got from the food pantry because he wanted me to make peanut butter cookies for him. So I have got 9 jars of peanut butter. I don't even like peanut butter, but even if I did, how does one person eat that much peanut butter? And this is, you know, I'm so grateful for the food pantry, but I'm not taking any more peanut butter when I go there, that's for sure. Because how does one person eat that much peanut butter? I mean, has this one been opened? I think they're all brand new. Yeah. God, I need to make a lot of peanut butter cookies. I'm not even a peanut butter fan. I don't like peanut butter cookies that much. But I need to make a lot and like give them to all my neighbors, I guess, because this is a ridiculous amount of peanut butter. Okay, so like the canned goods right there, that's organized looking. Then you get up here and you have this mess. So I got these fake bacon bits, which I like. They're okay on salad. I really like them on this cheesy potato soup I make. I have some rice. I have some more rice. I have something in here, some jalapenos I dehydrated back in July, and I know I've got a couple other jars of jalapenos too. I got some vegetable broth, and I don't even know why because I have a whole bunch of homemade vegetable stock, but I must have thought I needed some before I had some. So I've got that, and I've also got a can of chicken broth, which I use for making dog treats and stuff sometimes, so I'll put that in there, and I've got some milk I canned back in May, so I need to use that. I was canning milk as an experiment, and I might do a video on how to can milk at some point. You can look up directions online. A lot of people will tell you not to can milk, but I wanted to try it, so I did. That's what I got. So what else I've got? I've got some tomato soup that I just got from the food pantry, and I really like tomato soup. I've got a couple jars of white chili. This is from a year and a half ago. And another jar of white chili, also from a year and a half ago. So I'll put that in there. I need to eat that up sometime soon because I've had it for a while. If you hear my phone ringing in the background, I'm just going to answer it in a minute. I'm obviously busy right now. All right. Pinto beans. I put them down here with my other beans, I guess. That makes sense, right? All right. Almonds. I also have a bunch of pecans from the food pantry. What is this? Habanero peppers from 2 years ago. I should do something with those because they're getting old. Those were dehydrated. Then I've got lids for canning, which I've got lids for canning somewhere else too, and I need to do something with my canning lids because they're just a mess. More canning lids. cereal I got from the food pantry. Okay, I'm an adult. Do you think I want Oreo cereal? I need to give that to the toddlers that live downstairs. They like, yeah, they're fond of Oreos. All right. Got some walnuts. And then I've got a whole bunch more nuts. I've got nuts, all right, up here. And more rice. I've got more rice than I'm going to eat, for sure. Long grain rice, which is what's in this jar. This rice has been in here an awfully long time. I don't know if I'm going to eat it. I don't eat a lot of rice. White rice that I fed my dog when he had diarrhea. Right? Okay. Some diced tomatoes. Some diced grape tomatoes, red and yellow ones. Looked really good. I don't know what I'm going to eat them in, but they look pretty and I liked the idea of them. This shelf has walnuts, pecans, good Lord, more navy beans than I could probably eat in a lifetime. And there's more rice up on the top shelf. Is your pantry like this? I need to go through everything I have in here and figure out like what I can do with it and when I can do something with it and use some of it up because this is crazy. And my kitten's playing in the boxes down here on the floor. And then I've got some jars in here. I've got these little 4-ounce jars, which are good for putting salves and like lotions and stuff in. But I also sometimes when I make jelly, I would put some in here and have it as like a little sample of a flavor I could give someone if they, you know, wanted to try it. Here's another jar. If the jars are going to go in here, this has got to get cleaned out. Actually, I think a lot of this rice needs to go in jars because I've got extra jars and I should put some of this food in the jars. But I've got to decide what to do with all this rice because I am not going to eat all this rice. No way. Here's some brown rice. Here's some more long grain rice. See, I'm not going to eat all that. And I got 2 bags of rice at the food pantry the other day. I don't know how I got all this or why. Good grief. 1, 2, 3, 4 bags of navy beans. What do you guys make with navy beans? I need some navy bean recipes, and I need them like now because I've got, is this a 1-pound bag or a 2-pound bag? 2-pound bags. I've got 8 pounds of navy beans. I mean, I like navy beans, but seriously, who's going to eat 8 pounds of navy beans? See, this is ridiculous. All right, I've got 2 bags of pecans. These were all from the food pantry too. Oh, no, take that back. I've got another bag of pecans. So I've got 3 pounds of pecans, well, plus this jar, which is probably half a pound. So I've got like 3.5 pounds of pecans. I like those in granola. I like them, I put them on top of my peach cobbler, and I put walnuts on top of apple cobbler. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bags of walnuts. Maybe there's more in there somewhere. Got a bag of split peas. I'm not that fond of split peas, I don't know. I've got 2 bags of dried cherries. These are 2 pounds, that's 4 pounds. Plus like half a bag here, so about 5 pounds of dried cherries. Those are good in granola too. I can put them on salads. I was making oatmeal cookies with dried cherries in them instead of raisins. Those are really tasty. All right, I'm going to try and organize some of this stuff, and then I'll come back and show you when I'm done. All right, let me show you what I've got done at my pantry so far. And it's these 3 middle shelves that are done, and just on one side. And it's about noon. I'm going to feed Isaac. I've got some bills to get done. I've got some other stuff around the house. So I'm going to work on the pantry again later or tomorrow. But I'll get it done in the next few days. I've still got to deal with these boxes on the bottom. But on my bottom shelf, I've got a gazillion jars of peanut butter. I've got a bunch of beans. I've got canned fruit. On the middle shelf, I've got broth and soup and condiments. I've got diced tomatoes and some chili. I've got rice and like 8 pounds of navy beans. I have no clue what I'm going to do with all that. Then up here on the top shelf, I've got walnuts, pecans, almonds, and dried cherries. And the other side of my pantry is still a mess. We'll work on that over the next couple days, and I'll show you how that's coming along. Let me know if you've got any tips you use for getting organized and staying organized. I'd love to hear it. Obviously, I could use some help.